Busting myths about getting abs. Today, I'm going to be busting every single myth when it comes to getting abs. Listen, I know I've heard of hundreds of myths that are just wrong when it comes to abs, ab training, getting a six pack, whatever. I'm going to tell you what you need to know, the truth, the things that actually work, the things that don't work, etc. Okay? So, before I get into this, I know what I'm talking about. I've been doing this for 5 years. This is what my bicep looks like. I know what I'm talking about. Please listen up. I want to help you, but you have to actually listen to what I'm saying. I've been through this. I've done the wrong things. I've done the right things. I've researched this. I've learned from others. I've compared it to my own experiences. This has been very passionate, very long journey for me, and I want you to learn as well. Okay, before I get into it though, in the description is my aesthetic body course and my one-to-one coaching. If you are struggling with building an aesthetic physique, go and check those out. They will change your life if you let them. So we want to rise up here with each other against these silly claims when it comes to getting abs. So the first claim is, first of all, doing 10-minute ab workouts are going to get you abs. Let me debunk this now, okay? So for 2 years of my life, I did these stupid 10-minute ab workouts. Now listen, they might build your abs up a tiny bit. But the problem is, your abs need, or with any muscle, you need to continuously, progressively overload the muscle, okay? You need to constantly add more tension, more stimulus to the muscle to allow it to grow. But with the 10-minute ab workouts, they stay the same. You don't go to failure. You're not putting enough stimulus on your abs at a point where they've got strong enough. So that's the first thing. The second thing, a 10-minute ab workout isn't going to get you abs because your abs can and likely are hidden by body fat. So with most muscles, you can build them up quite a bit, even if you have quite a high body fat percentage, and you can see them all look pretty good. But with abs, you need to be pretty lean to start seeing them, right? You need to be pretty lean to see those muscles. So just because you're training those muscles, not well with these 10-minute ab workouts, but just because you're training them, it doesn't mean you're going to be able to see them, because you actually need to get lean for them to show through. Yes, if you build up your abs correctly with the training that I'm actually going to go over that works, then at a higher body fat percentage, you can see your abs. But for the majority of people, you need to get pretty lean to see your abs, and a random 10-minute ab workout is not going to be burning enough calories to put you in a calorie deficit, and so you won't be losing the fat that are covering your abs, and so you're not going to get abs, all right? Now, how should you actually train your abs? You should train your abs 2 to 4 times a week with progressively overloading the muscle in the gym with weight, okay? Do 2 exercises, do some sort of crunch, and do some sort of leg raise. That is going to be hitting your abs really well. They're going to grow. Yes, it will take some time, but they're going to start to look really good and poke out a lot more. Simple as that. That's it. That is how you grow them. Obviously, you need other things like you need to recover. You need to make sure that you're getting protein so the abs can actually build somehow, because we know that you need protein to build muscle, okay? So you need those things, but that is what you need when it comes to training. Now, again, let me get this straight. If you are not lean enough, your abs are not going to show. So abs, listen, everyone has abs. Everyone right now has abs, or the majority of people have abs. Some people, have some condition, whatever, they don't have, like, I don't know, whatever. The majority of people have abs. But they all have different shapes, sizes, etc. But if you get lean enough, those abs are going to show. So being lean is like 80% of the problem here, all right? If you're fat, you're not going to see your abs. If you're lean, you're most likely going to see them. And then if you couple that with training, then your abs are going to look really good. They'll start to get bigger. They'll, look a lot better. They'll poke out more, etc. Okay? Now, another myth that I've heard, which is absolutely stupid, is you do ab workouts to make the fat burn on your stomach or around your waist or on your belly. This is just stupid, okay? Let me explain why. I'm talked about this hundreds of times, but I'm going to go over this again. Weight loss comes down to primarily one thing, okay? Or you could say it comes down to just one thing. That is calories in, calories out. So to lose fat on your body, you need to consume less calories than you burn. That's it. I'm not going to go into any more than that. Just understand that, okay? Doing an ab workout, okay, these like 10-minute ab workouts, whatever, or just hitting abs, is not burning many calories. So that means the calories out part of that equation is not as high as you think it is. And so you're not going to be losing weight, all right? You're still eating horribly. So your calories in is really high. And your calories out is not high enough so you can mitigate the amount of food you're eating so you can start to lose weight, right? So this ab workout, you think, yeah, it's burning all the fat right on my belly because it hurts when I'm doing it and I can feel, my muscles tensing there. It's definitely burning the belly fat. No, you're training the muscle, you're making the muscle look bigger, but you're not burning the fat. Working out, like training with weights and training abs, etc., doesn't burn many calories. Cardio, like that burns a lot of calories, right? The main thing is though, you cannot spot reduce fat. You cannot just do an ab workout and think that's taking fat off your belly. The only thing that takes fat off your belly is being in a prolonged energy deficit where you are consistently eating less calories than you are burning. So your body needs to make up for this deficit that you're in when it comes to calories by taking calories from your body, which is fat. Primarily, if you're weightlifting, etc., it won't be taking it from muscle, okay? So, another myth expelled. Yeah, stupid. Just because you're hitting your abs and you can feel the burn in your stomach where your abs are located, it doesn't mean you're losing the fat on your stomach, all right? Simple as that. I'm not going into that again. All right. Another myth that I've heard before is hitting abs makes your waist smaller, makes like your stomach smaller, whatever, shrink it. No, in fact, it could even have the opposite effect. Now, I don't know why people think this, okay? Training your abs is not going to make your waist smaller. It's actually going to make it a little bit bigger because you're training a bit of obliques, you're training the abdominal muscles. It just makes your waist a bit thicker with muscle, okay? Not crazily, like you're not going to become some crazy big-waisted guy. It's just like it puts a little bit of muscle on the sides of your stomach and your stomach, all right? It doesn't make you like fat. It just makes your waist a bit wider. So the idea that it actually makes your waist smaller is completely incorrect. It's not just incorrect that it doesn't make it smaller. It's incorrect that it actually has the opposite effect that actually makes it bigger. Okay, so it's like doubly wrong here, all right? Now, I'm thinking of some other myths, but before I get into a few more that I can think of, I want to explain this to you one more time, all right? To get abs, primarily, it comes down to you just losing fat, okay? But you should also train your abs. Now, a lot of people say you don't need to train your abs. I think you should train your abs because, first of all, it's good to build muscle. But second of all, it means that if there are periods of time where you're not as lean, your abs are still going to look pretty good because you've built them up over time and like they've got a lot of muscle on them, okay? So that is good. Again, make sure if you do not have abs right now, it probably isn't because you haven't built them up through training. Yes, that is part of it, but it's mainly because you've got a bit of body fat around your stomach, like you've got an inch of fat over your abs, so your abs are not going to show. If you get lean enough, your abdominals are going to show, and it's going to show whatever abs you have. You can have a 2-pack, 4-pack, 6-pack, 8-pack, 10-pack. But getting lean is 80% of it. 20%, make them bigger, make them look better by training them. Yes, I've gone over this. Train them in any other way you would train any other muscle. You train your shoulders with, I don't know, progressive overload, go into a failure, etc. Why do you think that training your abs differently is the right way, right? Let me give an example. You go and build your chest up, right? No one says, oh, the best way to build a big chest is to just go into a push-up position and hold it like this. No one says that. They say, go under a bench press, progressive overload, failure training, give it time, be consistent, and it's going to start to get bigger, right? So why are you doing planks? Why are you just laying on the floor, squeezing your abs? That's not going to do anything for them, okay? It's just not. The right way to train them is the same way you train any other muscle. You train them for progressive overload with weight, train to failure every week, try to go up with reps. time and attention or weight, whatever you can do, just try to go up every single week, because you need to force your muscles to grow. Your muscles don't really want to grow. Your abs, they don't really want to grow. But you can force them to grow if you put enough stimulus onto them. Your body goes, hey, that's a lot of tension, a lot of stimulus on my abs here. I want to make them bigger, so for the next time he does this, they're going to be stronger and can deal with it better. That's basically what happens, okay? So yeah, every single week, try to increase something, make it more difficult, go harder than last time, all right? That's how you're going to build them up. And remember, if you're natural, it's going to be taking quite a lot of time. So just give it time. They will grow. They will start to look good. But yeah, just give it time, all right? And what diet do you need to do to, show your abs? What foods you need to eat? What drinks do you need to drink? It's less about that. It just simply comes down to calories in, calories out. You could show your abs by just eating donuts if you know you're in a calorie deficit, right? Like, there's no one food. Apples aren't going to show your abs more. Like, protein, eating meat isn't going to show your abs more. It's just, you need to lose the fat. And you can lose the fat in any way. You just need to make sure you're in a calorie deficit. Okay? So, yeah. I'm just trying to wrap my head around all these stupid claims that people have come up with over the years, okay? Simplified. Abs, don't need to actually train them to see them. You can just get lean. But you should train them to make them look better and bigger. That's it, all right? That is it. Get protein in as well so that you can actually grow the abs. Now, again with these 10-minute ab workouts, they sell you a false dream. You go and lay down on the floor, you do these hundreds of exercises, you don't get anywhere close to failure. Your abs are not going to be growing much. You're not going to be losing enough fat because you don't burn many calories. You're not going to see them. Okay, I did it for 2 years and I didn't see my abs. So please, if you're doing these 10-minute ab workouts, just stop. Fine, if you enjoy them and it feels good, sure. But you can train your abs in better ways. You can lose fat in better ways. It's just not optimal in any way. Okay, it's not effective. It's not gonna see. You're not gonna see your abs for the majority of people. You're not gonna see your abs from the 10-minute ab workouts that you see on YouTube and stuff like that. Okay, so yeah. Also, you just training in the gym, you just doing hard workouts, you training hard, your abs are going to be being built up a little bit anyway. Okay, so when you go and do your deadlifts, when you go and do your, shoulder press, standing shoulder press, whatever, you are using your abs for stability. So your abs are in use. They're constantly in use if you're training hard and you're training in the gym anyway. So if you just train hard and you do your normal sets, etc., you're probably building your abs up decently anyway. And so if you just get lean, you prioritize being in the calorie deficit, dropping enough body fat, your abs will look good. Now, there's loads of people out there who have nice abs and they don't train them, right? So it's not a necessity to train them. What is a necessity is getting lean. Otherwise, you will, you can train them as much as you want, but they will just be under the fat. You won't be able to see them, okay? So I hope that dispels a lot of the myths, a lot of the things I used to believe, and it helps you a lot. I had to go through the trials and tribulations of this. I had to make the mistakes. Hopefully now this video has set it straight for you so you know what to do. Get lean, train them if you want. You will start to see them. That's it. Simple as that. No more, no less. Go and do it, okay? Now, before you run off, in the description, as I said, is my aesthetic body course. This course teaches you exactly how to build a nice aesthetic physique, okay? 5 years of experience, years of researching the fitness space, all compiled into one course. The trials and tribulations, the mistakes I made, you can bypass if you check that course out and you actually stick to it. Simple as that. I wish I had that course when I was younger, because I would have made progress 2 times as quick, 3 times as quick than I ever did. Unfortunately, I had to go through it the hard way. Then the other link goes to my online one-to-one coaching for a really affordable price. You can hop on a call with me. I will give you all the advice, all the knowledge you need tailored to you to get you into the best shape of your life, to build you your dream physique, and you could just run away with that knowledge and go and get in good shape. Simple as that. Go and check those links out. They will change your life if you let them. And remember, nothing changes if nothing changes.